Would you believe an 18-year-old could step onto the floor against NBA superstars in their primes and outshine them all? You would if that teenager's name was Luka Dončić. Long before he became one of the NBA's brightest stars, Luka had already written his legend in Europe. EuroBasket 2017 was the tournament where a skinny kid from Slovenia went toe-to-toe with giants, carved apart national powerhouses, and dragged his tiny country into basketball immortality. To understand how stunning this was, you first have to know what EuroBasket means. It's Europe's crown jewel, a battlefield where national pride is on the line every 4 years. Unlike the Olympics, there's no Team USA to dominate the stage. Here, Spain, France, Serbia, Greece, and other proud nations fight tooth and nail for supremacy. It's more than sport, it's history, rivalry, and identity colliding on hardwood. For European players, the stakes rival any NBA championship. Nikola Jokić and Giannis Antetokounmpo have said as much. Luka, even as a teenager, admitted he'd trade an NBA ring for gold with Slovenia. That's how deep the passion runs. But Slovenia? They weren't supposed to matter. With a population barely over 2 million and no serious basketball pedigree, Slovenia entered the 2017 tournament ranked outside the world's top 10. Only one current NBA player was on the roster, Goran Dragic, a respected but not superstar guard. Their other big names were Anthony Randolph, a former NBA journeyman, and a couple of role players from the EuroLeague. On paper, they were cannon fodder for the heavyweights. And yet, tucked onto the roster was an unproven 18-year-old who refused to be ordinary. From the opening tip, Luka's presence was undeniable. Against Poland in the group stage, Dragic poured in 30 points. But Luka quietly filled every column of the stat sheet with 11 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. He wasn't just surviving, he was orchestrating. Against Finland, led by rising star Lauri Markkanen, Luka played one of his quieter games. But Slovenia scraped out a win to go 2-0. Then came Greece. Armed with veterans and EuroLeague legends, Luka led all scorers with 22 points, shooting with confidence well beyond his years. Slovenia shocked Greece, then blew past Iceland, and dismantled France's stacked roster featuring NBA and EuroLeague stars. By the end of group play, Slovenia was 5-0, and suddenly, the whispers began. Maybe this wasn't a fluke. The knockout rounds brought the pressure of DORDI basketball. In the round of 16, when Dragic struggled against Ukraine, Luka steadied the team with 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. Then came the quarterfinals against Latvia. A team powered by a prime Kristaps Porzingis, averaging over 20 points per game. Porzingis erupted for 34. The Bertens brothers chipped in 23 more. Latvia's NBA core combined for 57 points, and yet it wasn't enough. Luka, fearless against a fellow NBA star, answered with 27 points, 9 rebounds, and clutch fourth-quarter threes, alongside Dragic's 26. Luka's brilliance carried Slovenia to the semifinals for the first time in history, and waiting there was Spain, the dynasty. The Gasol brothers, Ricky Rubio, Juan Carlos Navarro, Sergio Rodriguez, a roster that had terrorized Europe for a decade. They were the reigning champions, winners of 3 of the last 4 EuroBaskets. No one gave Slovenia a chance. But Luka and his teammates had other ideas. They tore Spain apart. It wasn't a squeaker, it was a demolition. A 20-point blowout of Europe's greatest dynasty. Luka posted a near triple-double with 11 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. Dragic dominated. Role players stepped up. The Gasels were smothered. Overnight, Slovenia transformed from underdogs into Destiny's team. The final was against Serbia, a powerhouse loaded with talent, including Bogdan Bogdanovic and Marjanovic. It was a clash of giants, a stage set for history. Early on, Slovenia's offense exploded, fueled by Dragic's first-half masterpiece of 26 points. A role player, Klemen Prepelic, caught fire with 21 off the bench. And Luka, attacking relentlessly, set the tone. Then, disaster struck. In the third quarter, Luka went down with an injury and didn't return. For a team built on two stars, losing one in the biggest game of their lives should have been fatal. But Slovenia refused to fold. Prepelic stayed hot. Dragic, exhausted but unbreakable, pushed himself to the brink, finishing with 35 points. The defense tightened, the bench delivered, and as the final buzzer echoed, the impossible was reality. Slovenia had beaten Serbia 93-85. They were EuroBasket champions for the first time in history. Undefeated at 9-0, a Cinderella story that ended with a crown. Dragic, playing the tournament of his life, took home MVP, but it was Luka who had captured the world's imagination. In just 8 games, he averaged 14 points, 8 rebounds, and nearly 4 assists. He made the all-tournament first team. He won the Young Player of the Tournament award. And more importantly, he proved he wasn't just Europe's next great talent, he was already one of its best. At 18, he had accomplished something Jokić and Giannis still hadn't, carrying his nation to a major international title. What makes this even more staggering is what followed. In the very next season, Luka dominated the EuroLeague, becoming Rookie of the Year, MVP, Finals MVP, and champion all before his 20th birthday. By the time he declared for the NBA draft, he had a resume most players could only dream of in a full career. He wasn't just the best teenage basketball player Europe had ever produced. He was, without question, the greatest teenage player the sport had ever seen. And yet, somehow Luka wasn't drafted number 1. That decision still baffles fans who watched EuroBasket 2017 unfold. Because anyone who saw him dismantle giants, humble dynasties, and lift a nation into history knew the truth. Luka Dončić wasn't just ready for the NBA, he was destined to change it forever. What about you? Do you think Luka's EuroBasket run proves he should have been the number 1 pick in 2018? Or did he need the NBA stage to silence the doubters? Let me know your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's next.